Good morning to all participants. Thank you for finding time to join our today's structures course entitled Thesis Writing Journey. The workshop will begin shortly, so please be ready. Before we begin, I would like to elaborate a few webinar rules here. I kindly request all the participants to take notes. Kindly keep your microphone mute to avoid any interruptions during the presentations. If you have any questions during the presentations, you might type in the chat box there. And please keep your video turned off during the workshops, but you will be required to turn your video on during the photo sections at the end of this structure course. For UTM students who are pre-registered in these workshops, you will be also given an e-certificate and UTM merits in the AdCat system when you fill in the feedback form, which will be given toward the end of the sessions. As well, we are getting ready and waiting for some more participants to join. We expect the workshops to start within 5 minutes at 10:35. So meanwhile, you may use the time to get yourself a comfortable seat and be ready. Thank you. Okay, it's 10:35. Again, good morning to all participants and welcome to Postgrad Structure course organized by Postgrad Student Society of School of Engineering. My name is Ku Wei Hao and I'm the moderators for hosting the sessions today. It's our pleasure to have Dr. Tharamaran Ganesans to share his knowledge and experience on thesis writing journey. And also our special guest, I should say Prof. IR Dr. Nadiatul Hudals Binti Zulkifli from School of Electrical Engineering. So she will make an introductions for the speakers. So Doctor, you might share the slide.
Okay, Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone.
Yeah, good morning,
Can you?
Doctor.
Okay,
Yeah,
thank
it's
you
clear.
very much, Mr. Koei Ho. All right. First of all, on behalf of School of Electrical Engineering, I would like to thank Dr. Tava for his willingness to share his valuable knowledge and experience in his postgraduate study. And I also thank Pgss for organizing this event. And I'm honored to read the introduction to Dr. Tava's, in this introduction, Dr. Tava's biography. Okay, so I'll read his impressive biodata. So Dr. Tava Maran Kanesan completed his PhD degree in engineering from University of Northumbria, Newcastle in less than 3 years, majoring in the integration of fourth generation long-term evolution and optical communications. Thereafter, he solely founded Proofreading by a UK PhD, an academic consulting firm that provides services across many verticals. The firm has grown from having a single founder to currently employing over 87 consultants all over the globe. And currently, his company also serves corporates and universities in over 33 countries, including countries like UK, Saudi Arabia, Malaysia, Korea, Australia, and many more. And the company also serves as the official editorial for many universities, governmental and private organizations, notably MABMS, MARDI, USM, GBS, UNIMAS, JSS, UMK, JEP, USIM, UPM Civil, UKM Social Science, and Aussie AMDHS. In his personal research journey, Dr. Tavamaran has an exciting publication record and awards, with over 60 publications within 5 years, mostly in internationally indexed journals such as SSI, ISI, Q1 journals, and also low acceptance rates conferences. And Dr. Tava also has garnered over 90,000 academic followers in his vibrant Facebook page and group, which in this group, it completely focuses on academic and career paradigms. So maybe I believe some of you are his followers and fans. Apart from his entrepreneurship journey, he was also with the prestigious Aston Institute of Photonic Technologies, Birmingham, UK, as a postdoctoral researcher, and worked in European FP7 project Pgss and EPSRC, Unlock, focusing on all optical orthogonal frequency division multiplexing, OFDM, and coherent orthogonal OFDM. And in order to gain further industrial sites, he joined Telecom Malaysia as a technical manager focusing on radio over fiber system projects and directly managed 24 members of technical staffs. To date, Dr. Tava has managed to secure over Ringgit Malaysia 23.7 millions, around USD 5.4 millions worth of research grants. And he has also won numerous Best Paper and Researcher of the Year awards. Okay, so that's his impressive biodata. And I believe it's an to all of us. Yeah. And to all postgraduate students in this faculty, in this school, I hope you can stay focused in this course, and please aim to use the tips and strategies shared by Dr. Tava to make significant difference in your postgraduate life. Yeah, that you can finish before time. Okay,
Yeah.
so I'll pass back to Mr. Moderator.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Nadia, for welcoming our guests.
Thank you.
Okay.
And now, now I hand over the sessions to Dr. Ramaran for the presentations. So, Doctor, you might share your slide.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Ko. Thank you for moderating the session today, and thank you, Dr. Nadia, for organizing this whole session. Appreciate that. So let me share my content. Thank you for the fabulous introduction as well. Okay, so okay. So I believe all of you can hear me clearly. So
Yeah, very
I'm going
clear.
to open the. Okay, thank you. I'm going to open the chat box as well, so that all of you can ask questions as we go. So first of all, very good morning to all of you. Thank you for being today, very early in the morning. Not very early, but yeah, still early. We have over 100 participants already, so thank you to all of you. Actually, I just had one session with UTM on 22nd, and even after that, I still get more than 100 participants. I really am I'm very, very glad for that. The previous session, I think on 22nd, was for Azman Hashim Business School. They also invited me. We had almost 200 participants there. Okay, so sound clear but very soft. Okay, let me try to adjust that setting.
Yeah.
Sorry, Doctor. Some people, participants, they said the voice is too low. Could you increase the volume?
So that's what I'm trying now. Okay, is it better now?
Yeah, it's much better, Doctor. Very clear.
Okay, excellent. Thank you. So let me share the screen again then. Okay, brilliant. Thank you. Okay, so let me open the chat box again. Okay, thank you. So feel free to give any comments, no problem. We will rectify the issues. Okay, so right now we have 106 participants. Okay, let me just reiterate again. So I just had another session on 22nd, which is I think last week, right? Yeah, last week with UTM as well, Azman Hasim Business School. We had almost 200 participants. So right after that, I'm glad that I still get about 100 over participants. Thank you to all of you. Very good morning to you all. Thank you for joining today. I am Dr. Tawa. I'm here based on a CSR program that we have organized. Okay, right there, from proofreading by UK PhD. I do this on a yearly basis, but last year I didn't do any because of COVID. And I had the dream that COVID will go away this year, but seems like it's not going anywhere. So therefore, I've just started off doing everything online. So far, I've done for more than I think 10, 15 universities already. So UTM itself is the second time. So I have another 10 to 15 more to go. Okay. And to all of you, don't forget, please kindly fill up the form, the Google form for both attendance and feedback, so that I will get your information for me to email out some of the notes I'm going to share today, and as well as this particular slide. Okay, some of the information in this deck of slides is going to be very, very important for you. So make sure you sign up, provide all your information to get your e-certificate, and as well as for me to obtain your information to be able to email all the required documents. Okay, so let's get started. So today we're going to look at my journey to graduate before time and some of the essential tips when it comes to thesis writing. I won't be able to share the entire requirements to write a thesis. That will take a couple of days of workshop, but today I'm just going to touch base. All right. So, okay, this is a bit about me. So, Dr. Nadia had introduced most of it. So, I finished my PhD back in Newcastle. Okay, that was 2013. Completed mine about 2 years and 11 months, hence the talk graduating before time. Okay, so I have the eligibility to talk about it because I happen to able to finish before time. And also, I never did my master's. So, for my bachelor's degree, I managed to basically jump directly into my PhD wagon. That was a good move or bad move. Well, it's too late to decide now. Eventually, I managed to complete, but I wouldn't advise to do that, okay, because it's very, very tough. From bachelor's degree without knowing anything about research to jump into PhD directly. Sometimes it's also known as suicidal, but somehow I managed to survive. Okay. And right after that, I went to AIPT Birmingham, Aston Institute of Photonics, one of the best optical communications physics research school in the entire UK, right after Southampton. So I'm very glad to be part of the team. Some of my professors are very well known. I learned a lot from them. So right after that, I choose to come back to industry. That's when I was invited to join Telecom Malaysia R&D. Because they were they were initiating a research right within my research topic. So I had the pleasure and the experience of commercializing whatever PhD I did. Okay, we actually deployed a real system in a place called Semenye in Malaysia, and we deployed for over 100 customers. And I managed to see and realize my patents as well. Okay, because as part of my research, I also created 3 US patents. Okay, that I've realized in terms of system jointly with Huawei and Fiber Home from China. So currently, I am a chief editor and founder of Proofreading by UK PhD. Why I started a business journey, an entrepreneurship journey? Because I've done my research. I did my fair share of publications. I've published more than 60 papers in a very short period of time. And after that, I stopped publishing, not so much. And nowadays, I only publish like 1 paper per year or sometimes 2 papers per year. That's about it. I don't have any KPI requirement whatsoever to publish, but I just publish out of my own interest. Okay. And then I also contributed to 8 different standards. Okay. I believe most of you are from engineering. Anyway, I'll ask about you later to get to know you guys. So in engineering, we have something called standards. Standards is something that we follow, like policies, government policies. I believe most of your study area have policies that you have to follow. So when it comes to commercial development for people to use, like 4G, 5G, and so on, I was one of the contributor in 8 different standards, okay, at ITUT level in Geneva. So I had the pleasure of doing that as well. And I was also a consultant at Georgia Tech IAB at Atlanta. We were consulting for their commercialization process as well. I've managed to obtain more than 6 different awards, most notably Researcher of the Year for the entire Telecom Malaysia, and as well as 4 dozens of invited talks. Okay. I'm also currently an adjunct lecturer, I forgot to mention. I'm also currently an adjunct lecturer at UTP with the main objective of enabling undergraduate students to publish more. Okay. All right, so this is about me. Okay, that was about me. This is about Proofreading by UK PhD, the company that I solely founded at my home. Okay, nowhere else. No garage, no big stories behind it, just at my home. I was just don't know what to do, a lot of free time, and I started this. Eventually, this became my whole life now. Okay, we are the only ISO 9001 certified company in Malaysia within academic consulting firm, and one of the few in the world. Okay, so there's only notably few of them that actually have ISO standard. Why we have this? Because since we are dealing with a lot of government documents, we're dealing with a lot of important PhD documents, publications, we need to have a very strong quality management system. Okay, that's why we went for ISO standard. We are also a member of SFEP, Society for Editors and Proofreaders, not easy to get into it. This is a body established in the UK. And we are also a registered training provider for HRDF. This is a ministry in Malaysia as well. We are official proofreader and translator for these particular universities, UKM, UPM, MABMS, UMK, and so on and so forth. Okay. These are our presence so far. Okay. Where we are currently, servicing, where we are currently running businesses. These are the locations. We are in about 33 different locations. With the latest one adding to the list is being Mexico. So we're very proud of it. This is our entire footprint. We have completed more than 14,600 documents. These numbers stays I haven't updated yet. Sorry for that. Out of that, we have completed 7,500 theses, 6,900 articles, and a lot of 500, more than 550 grants, CVs, and governmental related documents. Okay. These are some of our services. So not talking about services per se here, talking about document development nature itself. Okay. So when it comes to writing, I realized that, after talking to thousands and thousands of people, students, researchers per se, their main struggle is writing. Okay, the main struggle is writing. Language comes later. Okay, why writing is a struggle? Because most of them, they don't practice English as the first language, as most of us are. Okay, English is not our first language. It's a foreign language for all of us, right? Similarly for English, I mean, whoever is native English, for them, our language will be foreign. So if they supposed to write a thesis or research paper in our first language, they would face the same struggle as well. So don't worry much about it and don't feel bad about it. You will learn eventually. Okay, along the way, you will learn how to write better. But my advice to you is make sure you write whatever you can write. Okay, so I mean, write in terms of language, in terms of accuracy, in terms of precision. We will deal with it later. I mean, you will deal with it later. Your supervisor will help you out, and you'll find other ways. Okay, but first of all, to get there, you must write something. So that therefore, how we structure is we always provide thesis consultancy, publication consultancy, quantitative, qualitative analysis, Viva examiner or proposal defense examiner consultancy, correction consultancy. This is to journal conversion. This is a very hot thing that we do, and as well as others such as today and workshops. Once all this, excuse me, once all this done, then only we'll talk about language services. When it comes to language services, we have labeled as L1 to L6, as well as C1 to C6 in terms of consultancy. So here we start anything from simple proofreading all the way to paraphrasing, structuring, and so on, followed by formatting and translation. Okay, so this is all about us. These are some of our very, very proud achievements. Okay, one of the notable achievements that we have is also by Dr. Nadia. She also managed to publish a very good ISI paper last year. I'm very proud of her. I worked alongside on that paper, so I'm proud to be here for that. So these are some of our notable achievements, some of the publications that we have achieved via our clients. These are only some, but some of the notable ones are this, Dr. Adila's paper. This is our highest impact factor so far, not 9.12, now it's 12.17, I think. Yeah, this is our highest so far. Followed by Dr. Zayed, my very good friend from Palestine. This is also one of our best papers, impact factor 7, as well as Dr. Hero. For some of you who wants to learn systematic literature review, they want to explore that particular area, this is the person to go to. He's very good in systematic literature review. And this is the first paper me and Dr. Harold explored together on systematic literature review that got into impact factor 7 Q1 journal. This paper had no data whatsoever, okay? Only review, systematic literature review. That is the method used. If you're familiar with that, that's good. If you're not familiar, please go and learn. It's a very good area to explore. In case you don't have data, but you want to publish ISI papers, look into that. Systematic literature review, scoping reviews, and so on. Okay. And most notably, this is also a recent paper from Dr. Hero that got just recently published. Okay. Speaking of the devil, systematic literature review and community preparedness of earthquakes, just this year. Okay, ISI Q2 2.427. Okay. So for those, okay, before I continue, so I also run very frequent free Facebook classes. Okay, free Facebook classes with a very vibrant Telegram group as well. Facebook group, Facebook page. I have many different platforms to connect to researchers. All right. So how many of you here have attended my free Facebook class on Facebook? My live classes. Please comment in the comment column. So as I speak, when I require you guys to comment, you guys can comment here so that I'll be able to communicate with you directly. Okay, so how many of you have never attended my Facebook class before? Okay, do comment here. Let's see, based on the audience today. Thank you, Leo. Okay, Rafiq. All right. Okay, Farah. Thank you. For those who have never attended, please comment they've never attended so that I will share how to actually go and find all the recorded sessions. I have over 80 videos to help out you guys. So the more you share, the more I will know that you have not attended. Okay, so I have few attended, few never attended before. Okay, all right. Okay, all right. So that's fantastic. So let me share how to access these particular my particular videos. Okay. So first of all, go to Facebook, okay, and then go and look for proofreading by a UK PhD. This is my page, okay, proofreading by UK PhD, and then click that particular group, sorry, the page, right? So you will arrive at this page. So as if you scroll down, you can see a lot of new papers that we have shared. Okay, a lot of resources we share on daily basis. So like example, what is a pilot study, how to types of plagiarism that you should avoid, some fun facts, how proofreading, editing, paraphrasing will look like, how to self-edit your writing, live classes on scoping review, types of reference styles and so on. So there are many tutorials, resources that we share on daily basis. Okay, but how do you access my live videos? Very simple. Go to the tab. Okay, if you go to the review tab, you'll be able to see all the recent feedbacks. Okay, and if you go to the live tab, you will actually observe all the videos. Okay, theoretical framework, paraphrasing for fast thesis, journal writing, elements to graduate before time, all about journal publication for those who are struggling with journal, how to do conceptual framework design if it's related to you, 25 tips for best PhD thesis, how to do systematic literature review and Prisma 2020 by Prof. Cohen, Mohan, sorry, yeah. Okay, sure, we'll attend. Okay, and then how to write PhD research proposal, very important video. How to read a journal for research gap, how to build literature matrix. I believe this some of you might have problem with, and how to write review paper, introduction section for thesis, how to paraphrase, how to go for proposal defense and viva, 25 important questions in proposal defense and viva, and so on and so forth. So there are many videos here for free that you can go and watch to learn. I believe most of the surface level workshop that you guys attend, these videos are more specific, okay, very specific to solving specific problems. Okay, all right. So I hope that is clear. So don't forget, go to Proofreading by UK PhD page, like and follow, and you can go to the live tab for all these videos. Okay. Next thing, we also have our own community called Effective Academic Writing, over 44,000 members. What do we do in this Effective Academic Writing group? So let me share again, what do we exactly do? This is like an international group that is open to everyone who is currently doing research. Okay, like my recent post that I just shared, how to write research proposal that I shared yesterday, pilot study, and certain similar, and then upcoming workshops on SLR by Dr. Harold. This is personal post. Some of the feedback, and then also how to do matrix method of literature review, also very important papers. So we have resources of such kind which you can access to. Here's another good paper, sampling in qualitative, if it's related to you, and so on and so forth. So there are many different resources here as well. It's just different channel because page we post every day, but the reach is rather not favorable because Facebook limits the reach so that they can make more money out of advertisement. But group, it's still quite good in terms of reach. So make sure you come and join Effective Academic Writing group and like and follow Proofreading by UK PhD page. Here are the links I'll share now to get to this page and group. Okay. Okay, here you can see, thank you, Altera. So this is the link to my Telegram group. These are direct access to me. So basically, we have a lot of discussion going on and so on. So please come and be part of the group. So as you can see here, this is a direct link. As you can see, I can share. I'll be sharing a lot of links. A lot of questions will be posted. And I know we'll do a lot of chatting, a lot of talking here and there whenever I have time. So do come and join this particular group. Okay, there's no charges whatsoever. It's just a way of giving back to the community. Okay. So come and join the Telegram group, as well as the second link is the Effective Academic Writing group. Third link is the page, and fourth link is the list of videos. Okay, it's all the list of videos, over 80 videos for you to watch and learn. Okay, so I've shared this already right there. I'll be sharing it again along the way. Okay, so now going into the main agenda, why we are here today. We are looking into tips and tricks for quick writing, how to paraphrase strategically for a thesis, how to efficiently write every section with the funnel technique, how to get every chapter right and avoid major correction. Okay, so at the start, before I go into the whole session, let me get to know you now. You know me now very well. So now it's my opportunity to get to know you. It will be my pleasure. So first of all, please explain you're from which subject area sorry, doing that. Okay, which subject area, whether you're at the start, proposal or thesis stage of your PhD or masters, and do you want to graduate on time, before time, on time, or after time? Okay, do share on this in the comment column. All of you, we have 111 participants, minusing the co-host and moderator. I think we have about 105 solid. So please comment here, actively participate today to all of you. Otherwise, online teaching is very boring. Okay. Since you're already here, probably you're here for the e-cert as well, but might as well you learn some while you're here. Okay. So please explain you're on which subject area of your PhD. Okay. Which majoring, which major, whether you're at the start, proposal or thesis stage of your PhD, and do you want to graduate before time, on time, or after time? Okay. So you can see thesis, more hope for GOT. Okay. Proposal, Hakim, thesis on time. All right. Master, proposal on time, thesis before time. That's very good. Thesis, GOT, PhD start, hope on time. GOT, indeed, I hope to finish as soon as possible. All right. Proposal and GOT. Done proposal, GOT. All right. I will explain to you why you shouldn't think of GOT and why you should think about GPT. I'll explain that as well. So are you guys here mostly from engineering? Okay, like we have one Razak faculty. Are you guys mostly from engineering segment, or are you from social science? Are you from, we have one applied linguistics, so it's mostly engineering. I'm Fabu. Okay, I don't know what is Fabu. Engineering, social science, engineering, so it's mostly engineering. Okay, very clear. Master SKE thesis, okay, engineering, proposal, engineering. Social science, okay. Engineering, so I can see it's majority engineering. Okay, that's fabulous. Social science and humanities, okay. Built environment, okay, that's different. Applied linguistics, engineering again, engineering. A lot of engineering. Okay, so looking at it, it's mostly engineering, okay. To your comfort, my background is engineering as well. Okay, as I explained earlier, my bachelor's was in electrical engineering and my PhD is in telecommunication, optics, and physics. It's a cross-subject area PhD. And I currently work a lot in social sciences area, education, business management, economics, and so on and so forth. Okay, not so much in engineering anymore. I mean, as long as there's requirement for engineering, like here and there, I'll give consultation and so on. If there is no requirement, then it's mostly social science and so on. So I'm working across the board. Okay, even in medical sciences sometimes. Okay, so it's very good, very nice to know you all. Okay, so now coming to the actual agenda, looking at PhD. Okay, this is my own design, my own diagram. All right, I call that 11 steps to graduate before time. Okay, this is the whole process of completing PhD. Break into PhD proposal and PhD thesis. Why all of you should think about graduating before time? Okay, this is the story happened to me. So when I got the PhD offer back in 2009, yeah, I got it in 2009. So I went to my father. I said, you know, I got a scholarship from Newcastle. I want to go and do my PhD. At that point of time, I was working in Flextronics, a manufacturing company based in Penang. So then he told me, okay, fine. How long do you have for the PhD? I said, I have to finish within 3 years. Then he asked me what happens if you exceed 3 years. Then I told him, well, if I exceed 3 years, then you have to start paying my tuition fees. Lah. Then he said, there's no way I'm paying you your tuition fees, so make sure you finish within 3 years. But then he told me, and he gave me another good advice, a solid advice. He told me, knowing you, how lazy you are, okay, that means me, how lazy you are, I'm pretty sure that if you think you have 3 years, you'll be finishing in probably 4 or 5 years. So my advice to you is, okay, if you have 3 years, imagine that you only have 2 years. Okay, imagine that you only have 2 years. Because being human, if you have 2 years, you will be finishing maybe at about 2.5 or 3 years. But if you think you have 3 years, you will most likely finish at about 4, 3.5, or maybe even 10 years. Okay, because once you already cross the bar, you know that you won't get graduate on time award and all these requirements after this. So what you will do is you will take it, there will be complacency where you might extend to extended years. All right, I've seen that before. Not you guys personally, but I've seen that before. So he told me, you know what? Just imagine you only have 2 years, okay, and race towards it. And I took that advice very seriously, very closely to my heart. So I finished my thesis in 2.1 years, okay, with 12 publication. Okay, so I had 8 ISIQ1 and 4 conferences, 4 IEEE conferences. All right, how I made this happen? Actually, to be honest, even until now, I don't know. Okay, I was completely fired up. Why? Not because I enjoyed PhD. I have to be honest to you, I don't think any of us enjoy doing PhD. If you do, then it's great for you. I enjoyed the PhD for the research part of it. That I enjoyed. Okay. Slow down a little. Okay, Abu Asif, I will try because we only have 2 hours, so I won't be able to slow down very much. I will try definitely. Okay. So I had so coming back to the topic. So how I managed to get all 12 publications, it's a bit hard to explain now because at that point of time I enjoyed doing research, but I did not enjoy the PhD process. So I wanted to complete PhD as soon as possible. I want to get rid of PhD, get out of this education. I mean, the studying system of having deadline, writing thesis, and all these other factors that is involved. Supervisor-student relationship and all these things. I want to get out of it because I was already an adult by then. I said, you know what, I have to really move on and have a life. Okay, so that actually drove me to complete as soon as possible. And by 2 years and 1 month, I have already completed my thesis. Okay, roughly 2 years, 1 month, or 2 years, 2 months. I passed it to my 2 supervisors. Okay, for them to review, and I took a short break. All right. Then by 2 years and 6 months, okay, I had my Viva, minor correction. It was a very fabulous Viva. And then finally, I submitted my full version within a couple of weeks, hard binding and so on, and then got the letter, everything done by 2 years and 11 months. Okay, so that was my journey. How did I specifically made it happen? How did I actually plan my time? Okay, that's what we're going to discuss today. Okay. So if you look at the entire process of PhD, okay, it's broken down into 11 different steps. Okay, this is why I have this diagram. This is the diagram that I use for consulting my students. Okay, my consultees, no matter where they come from, I always follow this diagram. It's only slightly varied, but it's almost the same. Okay, always when you start your PhD, you start with a step 1, 10 pages proposal. This 10 pages proposal is not the same proposal that you write down and then you submit to your supervisor to get PhD and so on. This 10 pages proposal is a solid proposal that's going to give a very important, mind-blowing idea so that you can write a very good chapters 1 to 3, a full proposal for your proposal defense or candidate defense, whatever you call it in your university. Okay. And then followed by only after your supervisor approves, supervisor say, okay, good to go, then only you go for proofreading. Okay, if required. If your language is not so okay, you need proofreading, then you go for it. If you don't need it, you can do on your own, then you do on your own. There is no compulsion here, all right? Once you have completed all these steps, then here, this particular part, you can extract 2 different journals. Okay, 2 different journals can be extracted here. what are the journals that can be an SLR paper, systematic literature review paper. It can be a scoping review paper. Okay. If you've never heard of any of this, go and explore. And then you can also design a narrative or conceptual paper. All of these are review papers, okay? But SLR and I'm sorry about my handwriting. There's nothing I can do about that, okay? I'm being honest to you. I've tried all my life to improve this, but this is something I can never improve, okay? SLR scoping review are eligible for ISI even up to Q1, okay? However, narrative, okay, it's horrible. Narrative and conceptual paper are more suitable for Scopus publications. All right. Okay. So this is where you can produce two different journals, and followed by you prepare for defense, you prepare your slides, you train for it, you go for mock defense and so on. And finally, you go for proposal defense. After proposal defense, immediately complete your defense correction. Don't take time. Okay. I've seen a lot of my clients from Oman, from Malaysia, from Saudi as well, a lot from Jordan, some European countries as well. So most of them, when they finish PhD proposal, they finish defense, they will take a long break, very, very long. Okay. What happens is, if you do that, let me wrap all of this so it'll be clearer. Okay, if you take a long break, all your literature that you actually carried out in this stage will start to expire. Okay, because you have to understand the rule of thumb is to go below 5 years. If you ask me, go below 3 years is even better. Okay, so when you go below 5 years, very much to the border, or maybe 6 years and so, when you take a very long time break, when you reach this stage here, the completion stage, your literature will be very old already. So you need to update a lot. That's a waste of time. So as soon as you finish your defense, immediately finish your correction as well. Don't take time. Don't take too much of time. Okay, so I hope that is clear. Next thing, once proposal is done, all the correction done, supervisor is happy again. Remember one thing, okay, whatever you do in your PhD, this is something I've learned in a very hard way, okay. Whatever you do, make sure you make your supervisor happy, okay. As long as your supervisor is happy, your journey should be okay, okay. There is no guaranteed PhD, but at least your journey won't be that dreadful. No matter whether they are friendly or they are not friendly, they are not helping, they are helping, they are very rude, they are very they're very very smiley face, whatever, doesn't really matter. Okay, my supervisor was not very pleasant to me as well, but I had to make him happy because he is the boss, okay, or she is the boss. All right, there's nothing you can change about it. You cannot change the system. The system is the same in Malaysia and same everywhere else. All right, it's the same. All right, so keep that in your mind. Once the supervisor is happy, then you go for data collection, whether it's an experimental system, a simulation system, a theoretical system, a quantitative questionnaire, qualitative instrument. Doesn't matter. Go and do your data collection as soon as possible, and then carry out analysis and complete your remaining chapter 4 and 5. In engineering, you may have more than 5 chapters because you might write more experiments. Then you can write 6, 7, 8, depending on your results. Okay, in my case, I had 9 chapters because I had a lot of papers. So that you decide based on your results. Okay. Finally, you need to align your whole thesis. That means chapter 1 to 3, which you did here, and then your remaining 4 and 5, or 4, 5, 6, 7, whatever number of chapters that you have to align back in terms of literature, in terms of findings, in terms of discussion. You need to synchronize back the whole document. Okay. That is why I say don't take too long when you have the defense correction here, because when you reach this stage, when you have results, your literature might start to expire, or more people might start publishing new results. Okay, if someone have already published exactly similar to what you do, then you are doomed. You're going to be in a lot of trouble. So you have to race towards time here. Okay, to own whatever ideas that you have. Okay, because trust me, researchers in China, researchers in US, I think researchers in Korea as well, they are very fast in publishing. Okay, they don't wait. Okay, they go like bull. They are rushing all the time to publish a lot. Okay. Next thing, once you complete it, then you can produce another 2 more papers. These 2 more papers can be all empirical or can be review papers. Okay, you can apply the method of salami, slicing. If you have never heard of it, you can go read on it. It's called salami slicing, where you carefully slice your results to produce more papers. That requires a very important strategy, and that is where people like me will step in to tell you how you can divide the results, or your supervisor can tell you how to divide your results, how to write more papers. Okay. Finally, this proofreading stage is very, very important. Okay. This is okay, unless your examiner is very strict or supervisor is very strict. Okay. But this stage here is very, 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 very important. Your language must be spotless. Okay. Your thesis must have the one single embodiment after proofreading. Okay. Everything must be aligned. Why? Because this is going to external examiner. You don't want to offend that guy by giving a substandard thesis and expect him to give you a warm welcome. All right. No matter how good your results are, no matter how groundbreaking your results are, but when you send for proofreading, if it's not clear, communication-wise, it's not very good. People cannot understand what they're trying to say. A lot of grammatical errors, a lot of back structures, and so on. It's going to give you a very big dent during your Viva. Okay. If you don't trust me, you can ask this your supervisor, and they will probably give you the same answer as well. Okay, so take a lot of care here. Make sure you proofread, whether on your own, your supervisor, or third party, doesn't really matter, but make sure you put in a lot of effort here. Okay, and finally, prepare your Viva slides. Okay, we have a question here from Mahindran. Hi, brother Mahindran. Doctor, you pointed out publishing journal prior proposal defense and after completion of chapter 1 to 5. How do we publish papers without risk of self-plagiarism? There is no way you can avoid self-plagiarism. Self-plagiarism is going to be there, okay? But it's your own work. So no one is going to discredit you, but you have to paraphrase. That's the painful part, okay? For example, like UPM, if you can prove that those papers are your own papers and turn it in, they will exclude those because they understand, all right? But UTM, I'm not so sure. You can check with your guys. But as far as I know, there is no problem. My 12 papers became 2 papers in chapter 3, 2 papers chapter 4, 2 papers chapter 5, 2 papers chapter 6, 2 papers chapter 7. Okay, is that all? 5 times 2, 12, and chapter 8 as well. Yeah. Okay. So I paraphrased each and all of it thoroughly, add more information. That's why I could finish my thesis in 1 month and 1 week, I think. I completed my whole thesis. Okay. I just sat down like a crazy guy, wrote for 1 month and 1 week, I think so. I completed the whole thing. Why it was easy? Because I already had 12 publications. I could easily transfer them into my thesis. Okay. I hope that is clear. Here, it is very important for you to do a lot of Viva training. Okay. This is very, very crucial, very, very essential. Okay. Why? So that you know where you are facing problem. Okay. And make sure you build a very good deck of slides and then you go for your Viva. Okay. Okay, thank you, Mariam, and thank you, Mahindran. Let's move to the next. Oh, yeah, I haven't gone through the timeline yet. Okay, so if you look at the timeline I've designed here, this is actual timeline. This is how I consult my consultees. Okay, no matter where they are from, Polo, Malaysia, they're from Middle East, they're from Australia, they're from Europe. This is the timeline that I've scaled up for them. Okay, 10 pages proposal usually about a month. Full proposal chapter 1 to 3 about 3 months. Proofreading definitely 1 month. Producing 2 journals about 6 months. Defense training, preparing for defense, preparing slides and so on about 2 weeks. Proposal defense, I have no timeline here because it depends on the university. Defense correction, maximum 1 month. Data analysis also, I leave it to you depending on your nature of methodology. And then analysis, chapter 4 and 5 and 6 and 7, whatever, takes you about 3 months. Chapter 1 to 5 alignment about a month. Another 2 more journals if you want, another 6 months. Proofreading and formatting, step 10 is about 1.5 months. And another 2 weeks to prepare for Viva, slides, mock Viva, and so on. Okay. So all in all, you are looking at 1, 4, 5, 11, 12, 15, 16, 22, 23.5, 24.5. So about 25 months. Okay, this is not including all other effects. Okay, 25 months. This is not including all other affairs. Okay, that means not including your timing for your proposal defense, your supervisor feedback, discussing with your supervisor, what else? Supervisor rejection, Your depression, it happens, I'm being honest. Your depression, your fallback period, your holiday period, your final thesis period, your data collections timing, all this excluded. Okay, solid time to develop documents, you only need 25 months with pure dedication, pure focus. All right. Now, you have another 11 months of buffer because 36 months, right? 11 months of buffer. So this is the time you have to chase your supervisor, okay? You have to chase your graduate school to get your defense and Viva on time, okay? Because the Viva usually take about three months. And then you have to chase after yourself, okay? Your buffer time and so on and so forth. This is what I call buffer period, 11 months of buffer period, okay? So if you ask me, can I graduate on time? Definitely you can, okay? Provided you follow this 25 months very strictly, this timeline given here, and this 11 months is your leisure time. That means your supervisor problem and so on and so forth, okay? I hope that is clear. Any questions? Okay, you can also produce system literature review with meta-analysis. You can explore this as well, and also maybe scoping review depending on your topic. Okay, but mostly if you're in engineering, mostly empirical papers. Okay, if you're in social science, you can also explore meta-analysis. I hope that is clear. Okay, now let's go to the next part. Okay, now coming to thesis writing. Okay, the inception. We got question from Ash Bahani. How to manage time efficiently while studying from home with family, spouse, kids, etc. My advice to you is preserve your energy when they are around. Okay, that means when they are around, you can have fun with them, talk to them, have a quick nap, sleep, and so on, and make sure they sleep at the right time. Okay, so that at late night you can spend your time on your thesis. Okay, I would say once, especially your kids, once they go to sleep, that is the best time. I have a kid at home as well, okay? And I know the struggle, I totally understand, okay? So that is what you can do, all right? Or early in the morning before they get up. Okay, these are the times you have to shuffle around. The only good news I can give you, okay, during for your whole PhD, the only good news that I can give you is that you only have to write one thesis. That's about it. The rest are all bad news. It's not going to be easy. I can tell you that, but it is doable. It's not rocket science. Okay. First step towards writing is sort out the skeleton first. What is skeleton? Skeleton is known as table of content. Okay, that means what do you want to write chapter 1, what do you want to write chapter 2, and so on. I'll explain more on this later. And then establish a writing schedule. This is what I'll explain later. Begin by pre-writing, copy and paste certain content from other papers. Not just paste and use it, paste and rewrite it to your own understanding. As you go to every part, you're not sure what to write. Look at other theses, take the content, put there and rewrite. Okay, rewrite, put sentences together. Begin by free writing to get yourself familiarized with writing. Okay. Keep a small notebook or digital notebook with you all the time because whenever you get any idea, whenever you get any thought, immediately write down. Immediately write down because you know why? As part of PhD, okay, as part of PhD, one of the effect that we will get is memory problem. Okay, we will get that. I have that as well. Okay, so I tend to write down everything so that I don't forget important ideas. Very, very importantly, when you write, if you want to write effectively, switch off WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Lazada, Shopee, Amazon, whatever that is distracting you, switch off all of that. Disconnect yourself from the internet. Okay. Muhammad Abu Sif, what kind of paper can I do before starting lab work? You can do review paper, my friend. Okay. Yes, Azwani, Shopee with a smiley face. Yes. I know how influential that can be. Without disconnecting from the internet, it's going to be very hard. You have to literally disconnect. Go and switch off your modem wherever it is at home, and then don't even go back to your modem after that. Okay? It's very addictive. Produce 3 to 4 publications per thesis. Make use of EndNote and Mendeley and make sure you always get someone to read your chapter as you write. So they will tell you whether you're on the right track or not. Okay. So we can skip. Okay, this is important. 9 PhD tips that I really followed during my PhD. First of all, I already went, which I can do now when my phone's spoiled. Okay, that's very good. That's a good time actually. Isa, may I know during a PhD you were doing qualitative, quantitative? I was doing experimental. I was doing experimental and a lot of quantitative via MATLAB. Okay, I was doing a lot of programming. Okay, I programmed up to 12,000 to 15,000 lines of codes. And I did my own, I built the first test bed. Okay, in my PhD, what was complex is I built the first test bed for LTE, 4G communication with fiber. Okay, I built the first test bed. That's why one of my paper, conference paper, I will call it first in the world. Okay, in the abstract section. All right. Okay, and then Abu C, what is the difference between review paper and research paper? Research paper, I don't know what you mean by research paper because I only know empirical paper with data or review paper without data. Okay, or short letters, usually with data, usually. Okay, short papers, letters, I mean letters, IEEE letters or Wiley letters and so on. Those are usually having results, not review. Review papers are usually long. Okay. First of all, adapt the sense of no quitting. Okay, no way. Quitting is not in your dictionary. All right. The moment you adapt this, you put it into your mind, you know that one way or another you have to finish it. There is no way out. Okay. And then always seek for novelty. Read every day. I'll tell you how to read read papers later, but read paper every day. Why? By reading, you will tend to find new ideas. Okay. And always when you read, be critical. Okay. How to be critical, I'll also tell you later. Don't worry. Don't depend on supervisor. This is not, I'm being negative, not negative. I'm telling the truth. Okay. PhD is a journey. Okay. It's a journey of your own. There is no journey with supervisor. There is no journey with my wife. There is no journey with my friends. PhD is your own journey, your personal journey. You and alone you will benefit from whatever the outcome going to be, or you alone you are going to suffer from whatever failure that you're going to face. Okay, so therefore be selfish. Okay, in a way that don't depend on anyone. Okay, if you think that my supervisor have to guide me, have to tell me how to do literature review, how to do methodology, if they guide, it's bonus. If they don't, that's normal. Okay, you have to explore. You have to understand PhD is an adult education, what do you call that, journey. It's not bachelor's degree, it's not master's degree. All right, if you're doing master's by research, it's the same as well. It's your own journey. Okay, the moment you synchronize that into your mind, your life will be much easier. Okay, because I used to complain a lot about my supervisor. But at one point of time, one of my colleagues, his name is Dr. Balaji, is a lecturer in Coventry University now. He told me, how long are you going to complain about your supervisor? How long? This is your journey. You're already into it. You already got the scholarship. You are here now all alone. Embrace it. Face the reality. Move on with your life. Stop complaining about supervisor. That's when I realized, okay, yeah, he's right. You know, I have to just talk about it. No point. Okay? If they help you, they assist you, that's very good. Okay, but it's your own journey. Okay, for Maria, what are your perspective as their lecturers say that students shouldn't do review paper as they don't have in-depth knowledge on the issue, need years of research, then can do. I don't think so. Okay, whoever says that, I think they have limited experience in terms of publishing. Review paper can be written by anyone as long as you know how to review other people's work. As long as you've read a lot. Okay, as long as you've read a lot. If you have read a lot, when you form your own opinion, you can write review paper. Okay. Burhanuddin, Dr. During this pandemic, I focus on writing papers only instead of start on my thesis writing. Is it okay? Yes, definitely okay. You're on the right track. Because the moment you churn out a lot of papers, those papers will become part of your thesis. It's progress. All right. Akram, what is the main difference between normal review paper and systematic review paper? Okay, normal review paper don't have any protocol. There is no any system to follow. You just go online, you read any paper you want, you search your paper wherever you want, you take the paper that you like and then you review, right? That is why review papers with normal review concept, narrative review concept, with no methodology, with no robustness, is not accepted into ISI. Very hard, unless it's an invited paper. Okay. But on the other hand, if you go to systematic review paper or if you go to scoping review paper, they have a very robust method. Okay, they have method where they say which database you go and read, how many papers you downloaded, what instruction did you use when you search? Did you use n command? Did you use or command? And then how many papers you filter out? What are the criteria for you to filter out those papers? Exclusion criteria, inclusion criteria. And then after that, okay, how did you further search literature review? Did you do forward snowballing or not? Did you do backward snowballing? And then did you do purling process or not? Purling process is going through the references. There are many different steps for you to go through systematic literature review. That is why it's very strong. Okay. Coming back to Liu, doctor, how would you overcome the situation when you can't find suitable measurement items for variables? Okay, Liu, let me ask you a question. How many papers have you read so far? Answer that question first. So let me go to the next one. Next thing, always focus on writing. Always, always, and always, and always. Write every day, okay? And read a lot of theses. Why? Because if you're going to construct the thesis, what is not better than reading other people's thesis? So you know what you're getting into. How to write the thesis. You can embrace a lot of concept from other people's thesis and make it better. Okay, no problem, Akram. Leo, more than 500. Okay, I think that's a very good number. If you still can't find, then there is something very wrong. How would you overcome situation when you can't find suitable measurement items? How about creating suitable measurement items for the variables? Because more than 500 is, I think it's a good literature review you have done already. Have you thought about creating a new measurement item? Think about it. Maybe you can do content analysis, you can do qualitative content analysis to create new variables, qualitative method, and then that variable you can use for quantitative measures. You can think about it. All right. Next thing, always embrace publication. Why? Not only for your thesis, for your future. If you already have a job, you're doing PhD for sake of PhD, then just do publication that is enough to graduate, okay, unless you like to publish. But if you're doing PhD to get a job later, your whole focus should be on publishing, okay? Because when I published 12 papers, 10 papers published, 2 papers accepted, review accepted, one away. By my end of my second year, okay, no, not end of second year, beginning of my second year, I already secured a job in Canada. Okay, why? Just because of my PhD. They just want me to finish my PhD and go to Canada. Okay, within one interview, I got the job because why? Of my solid publications. Same thing, I went to Birmingham. I think right before my Viva, I went to interview in Birmingham. That also, one interview, and it was done. I got the job. It was all due to my publications. Okay. And always don't be shy. Like you guys here, I see a couple of you asking questions. Very good. I love it. Don't be shy to ask questions. Okay. Go to Facebook groups, go to my group. If any problem, you can ask questions. Join my Telegram group, ask questions. Other people, we've got 2,800 members in Telegram that you can communicate directly in the group. They will answer, they will try to answer you as well. Okay. So embrace digital tools, digital social tools to ask questions. Go to ResearchGate, ask a lot of questions. Okay, don't be shy. Very, very important, what do you call that point. Okay, next thing, know your examiners. Before you go into your Viva, go into your defense, make sure you know who you are facing. Okay, who you are going against. Make sure you know your enemy. In this case, they are your enemy. They are not your friend. Keep that in your mind. They're coming there with the assurance to fail you, not to pass you. Okay, so you have to battle and fight for you to pass. Okay, Isa, I'm doing qualitative research now in analysis data phase. I have a dilemma on how to make sure the themes that merge from my data is already robust. That's a bit hard. That's a bit hard to determine unless I look at your research. Okay, then only because this kind of case, complicated cases, we have to look through your document. Why don't you join my Telegram group and then probably you can message me later. We'll discuss about this later. Okay. And for those of you want to learn more about this, what do you call it, this particular video, graduating before time, these 9 tips, very simple. Go back to my Facebook page. Okay, proofreading by UK PhD. Go to live, and you can find the video somewhere here. Okay, there's a full video just on that. Okay, the behavioral importance. Okay. Okay, now planning. Okay, this planning anyone can do. Okay, this is table, put introduction, put 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. This is when I want to deliver to my supervisor. All this anyone can do. Okay, how many of you are following? Okay, let me rephrase that question. How many of you have done the plan but not following? Comment in the comment column. Come on, quick. How many of you have made this kind of plan but never follow? I'll give you 2 tricks on how to follow this. Don't feel shy. As I told you, part of PhD cannot be shy. So Be open, guilty as charged. Follow but delay, okay, that's fine. Who did this plan but never follow? Only this? We have 122 participants. Only this amount of people never follow. Are you sure? Come on, guys, be honest. How many of you never follow? I don't have a plan. Achwa. Okay, okay, all right. I need to revise all the time. Okay, follow a bit. Okay, that's fine, Nick. That's fine. Ahmed, me too. Okay, me haven't planned. Okay lah, come on. We have to have a plan. Revise 3 times. Okay, that's fine. I understand that. Okay, so my advice to you is make sure you have this plan. Okay, but don't have it in an Excel file. Okay, because you will save it somewhere and then you will never look at it again. Okay, I never draft my plan in a table like that, but I just wait, let me just put this in. But I just do my plan every time before I sleep on what to do tomorrow. That is okay. That is immediate plan. Okay, that is current plan and immediate plan, immediate execution. But this is a long-term plan. You must have long-term plan, short-term plan. You must have both, so that your short-term plan must align with long-term plan. If you don't have long-term plan, your short-term plan might delay your entire PhD. So you must have both short-term plan and long-term plan. All right. Any projects in life, anything that you do, you must have both. How to follow both plans, short term and long term? By a very small whiteboard. Okay. In this world of digital doesn't actually help all the time. Okay, because the tendency to never look at the file is very high, because you got so many files, so many folders, something saved somewhere, you won't even open it. Okay, so what you should do, you should get a very small whiteboard. Okay, have a digital copy, but print out that, or maybe you can write down, okay, the whole plan, short term, long term, and put on a whiteboard and stick this whiteboard maybe in your office or in your living hall, or maybe in your dining, or maybe in your office, home office. Okay, so that every day you will look at it, every day, and you will freak out, you will feel guilty. You need all those feelings for you to move forward. If you don't feel guilty, if you never bother, you will never move forward. Okay, so always keep this plan, short-term, long-term plan, put it, I mean, write it down on a whiteboard, small, about that size whiteboard is enough, very cheap. Okay, put it up on your house, have one in your house, have one in your office, however you like it. Always follow and update. And make sure your kids and your spouse understand this plan, so they won't come and bug your life. All right. Always keep that in your mind. You have to share your hardness, your journey with your family as well. Otherwise, they won't appreciate what you're doing, because they're not doing PhD. They don't know how tough it is. Okay, so to be fair to you, you must share with them. With this plan, you can share with them. Okay, put it up so everyone can see at home. They won't come and bother you. All right. Okay. And next thing you can do is, if you have a PC or laptop, okay, let's say that, make your wallpaper. This whole plan, make it as a wallpaper. Every day you on, every day you turn on, you will look at it and you'll feel guilty again. You'll feel worked up. You need that feeling. You need that feeling to move forward. Okay. I hope it's clear. Make sure you do these two things. Trust me, within 6 months, you will see good results. Okay, we will see good results. Maybe within 3 months. All right. Where do you go and look for thesis? You go and look for thesis in OATD, Open Thesis, Ethos. These three places, good places for look for thesis, good websites, and papers you can look from here. Okay. And whatever you do, when you adapt or you adopt content into your thesis or your paper, when you paraphrase, don't go out of context. How to not go out of context? Never use software to paraphrase. You paraphrase on your own or get someone to paraphrase, but don't give it to a software. I'll tell you why in a while. Okay, next thing, out of date content, and don't copy results. Okay, don't copy results. That is definitely no, 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 big no. Okay, and don't use out of date old content. Don't use, it's useless. All right. Okay, where do you go and look for journals? First of all, always start from the boss of bosses. Clarivate Web of Science, always. Okay, followed by Scopus. Then for engineering, you don't need this, but for social science guys, you can look for papers in ABDC, Australian Business Deans Council. Next thing is ERA. This is the last option. And always when you read the paper, cross-check with Bill's list if the paper is already listed in Bill's list. If it is listed in Bill's list, that means it's a scam journal. Don't cite that paper. Don't. Please don't. Okay? So, ISI, Scopus to ABDC, if you're in business area, economics, finance, and so on. If you're not, then you can forget this. And then from here, you can go to ERA, or from here to ERA. Okay? What are the journal brands that you always should look for? I mean, publishing houses, what you should look for? Always look for Elsevier, Taylor Francis, MDPI, Wiley, IEEE, Sage, PLOS, Nature, Emerald. Okay, how many of you here have already published an IEEE journal or IEEE transaction? How many of you are actually published already, or how many of you are actually trying to publish in IEEE transaction or IEEE journals? Do share in the comment column. I'll tell you why. Okay, Leo. Only one. The rest are not trying for IEEE. I'm going to. Okay, all right. Okay, so let me tell you, the toughest among all these journals here are IEEE and Nature. The toughest to get into. If you ask me, they are the toughest. Okay, followed by the rest. Okay, let me tell you a very simple experience. Last year, I published an ISI Q2 journal, optical area, my own research area. Okay, yeah, NS come IEEE is easy. They will definitely reject. Okay, they are not easy. They are one of the toughest. All right. I tried to publish an IEEE. I think last year. Yeah, last year. I submitted, immediately rejected. Okay. But then I'm not bothered about ISI Q1, Q2 nowadays because I don't have any KPI. I'm only publishing for my own interest. So I said, you know what, I don't want to revise. I'm lazy. So I just resubmitted to Elsevier. Minor revision accepted. Yeah, IEEE, I say Elsevier, Optics Communications, ISI Q2. I just resent the same paper here. One revision, accepted, that's it. Okay? So, if you ask me Elsevier is tough, you haven't seen IEEE yet. Okay? So, Nick Nurashikin, we have few items here. Let me see. Okay. Shirley, trying to publish, got rejected. Okay. Isa, is it possible to distribute this recording participant and attendance form as well? Yeah. The recording, I'm not sure if you guys are recording. Moderator, Mr. Koo.
Yeah, I will check later. I
I'm
think
not
it's
sure, Mr.
I'm not sure also.
Okay.
Okay, later I will answer.
Okay.
Okay.
Is it being recorded?
I think from the symbol on top shows that it's recorded. Top right,
Oh, yeah,
right.
that one, right? Yeah. Okay, it's being recorded. Okay, excellent. Thank you. So, next thing is that they need the link for the attendance form as well. So, can you guys share that link? So, when you find time, please share the link. Yeah, they want to go and register. And then, thank you guys. And Nick Norashikin, what happened if I send article from Predatory Bill List Journal? I said because related to my research, because they won't respect the paper. Because they know that it's a scam journal, they know that it's not a peer-reviewed journal. So, they will look very bad at those journals. Okay, so try not. Okay. And how many of you here are using two screens when you work? Okay, whether laptop and a screen or desktop, two screens. How many of you uses two screen to work here? Okay, here is the link to everyone. Mr. Chuan already shared again. This is the link for you to go and register. One screen only, one screen, one screen, one screen. Share, come on guys, comment, all of you, 123, at least 120 comments, come on. One screen, dual screen. Once you already headache. One screen. Okay, for those using two screens, you're doing a fabulous job. Okay, for those using one screen, I'll tell you what you're losing out. Okay, let's say you don't have one screen. Okay, now you are writing. Here, and then you want to read something. You minimize, you maximize, you read. And then you copy, you minimize, you maximize again, you paste. And then you rewrite, and then next sentence you minimize, you maximize again, you copy. And then you minimize, you maximize again, you write. And then suddenly you forget. Then you minimize, you maximize, you read again. Minimize, maximize, you write. How many minimize, maximize is that within 1 minute? Imagine that. Okay. So my advice to you is please, please, please go and get two screens, whether laptop with an external screen or laptop with a portable screen where you can just attach on your laptop so you can just fold it and bring it with you, or you have a desktop, use two screen. Okay, or if you have laptop and probably an iPad or Samsung tablet or whatever, also you can share. But make sure you share so you use extended screen, easy for you to write and read. Okay, there's even a better point I can tell you, even a better point. Okay, let's say if you decide to watch YouTube today, and then you make sure you leave your document open. As you watch YouTube, eventually after some minute you look at the thesis. You'll be like, why am I not writing? And then you might actually turn this down and go and write. Guilty feeling. But if you have only one screen, you're watching YouTube, you don't have the tendency to look at your thesis, so you won't feel guilty. Okay, all right. So my advice to you: go and get two screens. All right. I'm not selling screens, just to declare that you can go and buy wherever you want to buy, but have two screens. Okay. So we have a question here from Akram Jibril. Some students have phobia from publishing in conferences. They scared that their research idea and gap are exposed to by others. So how can they avoid that? Well, the moment you're publishing, you're already exposing already. So there is no way you can escape that. So you have to publish very quickly. That's why you see you must write papers and release very fast, very fast, very fast. Okay. Okay, now coming to paraphrasing using software. Let me tell you what kind of uh, bad, how bad software can be. Okay, so this is a sentence from one of the theses that was taught in Turnitin, as you can see here. It's in Turnitin repository, university. So he wrote this thesis, he gave to me, we proofread, we sent back to him. So he took the thesis, he submitted, and then he started writing papers. So what he did, he extract from the thesis. He didn't know that university already stored in repository. So he submitted, immediately rejected. Okay, immediately rejected. Editor say very high plagiarism. So what he did, he went and bought Quillboard, because since on Facebook people are selling Quillboard in a very wrong notion, saying that Quillboard will work. So he went and bought Quillboard. So he paraphrased. This is the outcome just for one paragraph. Okay. And then and you know what's the best part? He resubmitted this without rechecking anything, without knowing that there are a lot of wrong things here. So he resubmitted, immediately rejected, and the editor said no resubmission because he found a lot of discrepancies and not truthful statements. Okay, so let me tell you why. You see the red color are all out of context. Okay, yellow color, all bad grammar. Right? Now, if you read, let me give an example. Bad grammar is fine. I'm not really worried about bad grammar. That is easy to solve. But the out of context statements are very dangerous. You look at the amount of red color within this one paragraph, that is very alarming, right? So let me read this for you. Okay, so example here. In 58 DRAN, a distributed scheduling algorithm for general TDMA WSNs is proposed. Okay, so read this word, this particular words. A distributed scheduling algorithm, okay, for general TDMA is proposed. If you see here, okay, this sentence starting, it was rewritten to a distributed scheduler for general TDMA WSNs is proposed in 58 DRAM. Okay, I don't know what does it mean anymore. But if you see here, a distributed scheduling algorithm became a distributed scheduler. So what happened was an algorithm became Google Calendar. Okay, it became a Google Calendar. Why? Because the software only replaces words, shuffles the words, and so on. It's not smart. It's so-called AI. It's very stupid, actually, to be honest with you. It's very, very stupid. I've seen people going through disastrous results by using this software. I've seen major correction, I've seen reviver, I've seen rejection immediately, and so on. Because you are only using the software because you don't know how to do. So if you don't know how to do, how would you verify if the software is doing the right thing or not? How sure are you? Because you're trusting the software. It's not like you're trusting a human. The software can only do what it is programmed to do. If you can understand every single sentence and the meaning of it in every technical area, that is not a software. That should be as big as Facebook. Okay? Because Facebook can understand our behavior. But this thing is a small software that someone developed in some school. Okay? So please don't rely on it. This is the disastrous result you will get. Okay, remember, you won't be able to evaluate whatever Quillbot or any other software is doing because you are relying on the software. If you are better than the software, you won't be using the software. All right. Next example, let me give you here. TDMA scheduling schemes are very complex and mostly require centralized implementation and can potentially increase end-to-end latency. You not wearing mask and I'm not wearing mask will potentially result in spreading of COVID. Okay, potentially. There is no theory to prove that yet. Okay, there is no empirical results or theoretical simulation to prove that yet. So it's theoretically not true. Potentially true. So we are avoiding risk. Okay, however, if you read this sentence now, TDMA scheduling schemes are very complex and require centralized implementation often. I don't know what kind of sentence is that. And can theoretically increase end-to-end latency. One of the primary reasons I took this paragraph is because this statement was highlighted by editor saying that how sure are you is theoretically increase end-to-end latency. There is no reference whatsoever. Show me the proof. And it was rejected altogether for never resubmit again. Okay? Because this is a wrong statement. It's fake statement already. Okay, and these are all similarly out of context. So be careful, guys. Don't use paraphrase, don't use software. Paraphrase on your own. Even if you don't want to take third-party service, it's fine. But try to do it on your own. Learn how to do it. Okay. Then the student had no choice. He came back to me because there is no any other way out. So I personally paraphrased for him. I helped him out. This is my result. I was doing this in the night, and this is what I got. From 100%, after screwing up big time, Quillbot came to only 61%. But as a human, when we do, I'm pretty sure we can do way better than that without going out of context. Okay? So this is our strength. Our core strength is always paraphrasing. Okay? Now, usual problems when it comes to writing long sentences or complex sentences, writing too much. If you have brain dead, you are burning out, what to do? Must always take a break. It's your thesis, not your supervisors. Keep that in your mind. Yes, he will help or she will help, but not always. You have no clue what is going on. Go back to the 11 steps diagram I've given you. At which step you are, what to do, always look back at that diagram. What to put in a chapter, read through a lot of thesis. Okay? And my language is so bad, try improving your English by reading a lot of papers or take up service for proofreading. Okay? A basic thesis, a skeleton. This is what I call table of content. Before you start writing, always build your table of content. Why? Because as detailed as you put it here, what you're going to write, you have to share this with your supervisor and get their feedback. Because if you can convince them with your idea of writing the flow, if they're convinced, then most likely you'll get very little corrections. Okay, so always build a table of content, go and see your supervisors, share it with them. Right? But then, even there is table of content, I still can't write. Why? Because of that. Because that you never write. Okay? Because these are the things you're supposed to do. And these are the things you would like to do within your PhD research. But what happens is you don't do that at all. What you do is you procrastinate. Okay? In the name of writing thesis, you procrastinate. So instead of working there, you're working here. Okay? And my question to you is, true or not? Okay, don't feel guilty. Please tell me the truth, true or not. When you start writing, what happens? This is the biggest devil of all. Okay, this coupled with WhatsApp, coupled with Instagram, coupled with Facebook, coupled with Shopee, Lazada, Amazon. What else am I missing? Twitter, WhatsApp group, Telegram. unless my group lah. Okay, RIP my thesis. Okay, so this is the truth, all right? Most painful truth, all right? Even I am Instagram prone, so I try not to go there. The moment I start scrolling, ayo, there's nothing I can do after that. Okay, so my advice to you: the moment you start writing, disconnect from the internet. Before you start writing, go to Google Scholar, go to Scopus, wherever you find papers, get all the papers, download all the papers, and then disconnect your phone, throw it outside of your room. Okay, disconnect your laptop from internet, then start writing. Lock yourself up. That's the only way you can do it. And always look at your whiteboard. You have to discipline yourself, otherwise you cannot move forward. Okay, really, what's his illness? What's that? Oh yeah, it is to a certain extent. Okay, all right. Unless it's helping you, like if you go to DSG, Doctor Support Group, if you go to Effective Academic Writing Group, those groups are there to help you. It's going to give you resources. But if you're not going to do that, you're not going to go live. I mean, you're not going to go and watch important videos like mine, like some other live videos that is being very helpful. Then there is no point during writing. Okay. Okay, coming to the writing parts. Abstract. Next to title, abstract conveys the right message. Okay. Summarize important elements from your abstract. In example, we must have introduction, statement of the problem, background of the study, research questions or hypotheses, methods and procedures, outcome and significant contributions. Okay. These are the things you must have in your abstract. Okay, what should be the length of abstract for proposal and thesis? Let me answer you. Proposal usually abstract must be 1 page or less. Thesis must be 1 to 1.5 pages. These are the nominal length, okay, optimum lengths. All right. Coming to chapter 1. Okay, chapter 1 is broken down into background, minor literature review, problem, solution. After this, only you'll have research objective or research questions and everything after that. These are the very important initial building blocks. Very, very, very important. Because if you don't get a story right here, your motivation is not there, people won't be bothered about rest of your thesis. Okay, this is where most people always fail. So, as part of background, you must introduce your audience to your subject. Okay, you must give an introduction what you're trying to do and so on. Right? Always include some statistics to build motivation of what you're working, why you're working on this topic, and then followed by adding very important literature to support that motivation. Okay, this is not a problem statement here. This literature is not a problem statement here. This is your motivation towards establishing a problem. Okay, start from the bigger picture and work your way down. Always apply funnel technique. Okay, sorry. Always apply funnel technique. What is funnel technique? You start from very broad scope, narrow down, and finally you go down to your very narrow solution. Because PhD is all about narrowing down your knowledge. Okay, so you must apply the same theory here when you are writing. Okay. And in problem statement, once you already established here, in the problem statement, you derive the problem in a flow, grab your audience attention, be extremely critical, extreme. Solution, once you're critical, so you are critical, how you're going to solve the problem. It is imperative that you nail the problem, so be confident and describe how you contribute knowledge, explain in segments if required. Once you have done this, then only you go for your research objectives, because you have to state out objectives now to address your solution. Okay. Okay, this is what I call thesis contribution diagram that I've did last time. And it seems there's a name for this. They call that K chart. Okay, what is this? This is nothing but once you finish your thesis, you draw down this diagram and you show what is your topic. Okay, where are you breaking? How are you breaking down your topics in terms of your research, and what are your contributions? Okay, in every segment, depending on your contributions. Why I did this? Because when I wanted to graduate, when I wanted to complete, I went to my supervisor. After 12 papers, I told him I'm done. I want to graduate. It's about time. And he asked me, "Are you sure?" I don't think so. Then I argued. I told him, no, it's about time. Okay. Then he told me, okay, if that's the case, go and write a contribution statement. Bring it to me. I want to read. I want to see what you have done so far. I did it. Went to him. He read it through, and then he said, I cannot really understand. I'm not approving yet. Go and draw a diagram and show me your contributions. So this is what I drawn. And to be fair, this helped me a lot during my explanation, during my Viva. when I was going through my first chapter, my examiner asked me, so tell me, what are your contributions? I just turned the page to this particular page. This was in my chapter 1. Okay, I explained to him every contribution at every point of time, and then I flipped to the next page where I had list of publications to prove him how many papers I've published. That already sealed the whole deal. Okay, that basically finished everything. The rest of it, discussion was very straightforward. Okay, I mean, it took about 2.5 hours to 3 hours, but we discussed a lot. We discussed a lot. We gave a lot of professional opinion. We discussed professionally rather than, me coming after you like I'm going to bomb you, right? And then some people say that is engineering, it's doable. I don't think it's doable for social science. Here you go. This was one of my consultee, Dr. Anusha from UUM, PhD in law. Okay, and this is what she did. All the blue colors are all existing contribution. All the red colors are new contributions within her topic. Okay, and the examiners loved the diagram. It was very clear for them during her viva. Okay, so I would advise to you always create this diagram within your thesis. Okay, now coming to problem statement writing. Okay, first of all, when it comes to problem statement, you must put the problem in context. From your motivation, from your literature, when it comes to your problem statement, you must wrap up the whole problem in a context. That means basically you're telling the world, what do we already know? Okay. Next thing, you describe the precise issue that the research should address by telling your readers, what do we need to know? Okay, we already know this, there's a problem here. Okay, what do we need to know to solve this problem, or what we need to explore further? Next thing, show the relevance of the problem. Why do we need to know it? Why we need to do that? What happens if we don't do? And most importantly, set the objective of the research. What will you do to find out your solution? These are the 4 important questions you must answer in a problem statement. If you answer all these 4 very carefully, I'm pretty sure your problem statement will be good. Okay? Now, some inspirations to share with you in terms of my recent achievements, in terms of PhD graduates. So these are some of my consultants. I haven't updated this, I didn't have the time yet, but these are just few that graduated this year, okay, went through our proofreading, went through our consultations and so on. This is Dr. Ravi from MMU. Sorry. This is Dr. Ravi from MMU, okay, partially blind, okay, but thankfully he could complete within, I think, 3 years and 5 months. Okay, he really managed to very hard, worked very hard, always come for coaching session, always come for consultancy, always, it's always that, he's always pushing himself, all right? He managed to graduate, this is the title, from MMU. Okay, next one is Dr. Muthu, also one of my consultee, a full-time employee, managed to finish slightly over 3 years, okay? This is Dr. Sungkai Kik, also recently completed, 8th of February, UITM Melaka. Okay, he is teaching there, but his thesis we only proofread. We never consult, but the final result was minor correction, no complaint on the language. And then next thing is Dr. Ummul Hanim, also only proofreading, we never consult her, but indeed she completed with minor correction, no complaint whatsoever. And she also had some very good achievement, but she took about 5 years to complete a PhD. Next thing, Dr. Tahira, she is my consultee, my personal consultee. Actually, my very proud achievement for this year. Why? Not because she graduated before time, because she graduated after 10 years. It's very weird for me to say that. But why I'm very proud? Because she was in the verge of giving up, okay? Because as you can read here, she came to me, she was crying, okay? Literally crying and crying, wanted to quit because she cannot take it anymore. But eventually, she came into a consulting program, and we, managed to brush her through, pushed her, guided her thoroughly, proofread her thesis. Everything went well, and by 1st of March this year, she managed to complete a PhD after 10 years. She came to me towards the end of 9th year, or towards mid of 9th year, and finally she managed to complete. Okay, she spent 10 years, and yet she never gave up. So I really respect her, and congratulations to all of them. Now, literature review. What is literature review? Literature review is nothing but how other scholars have written about your topic, what are the range of theories involved, how other scholars connect their specific research topics to larger issues, the best methodologies and research techniques for your particular topic. That is all literature review is about. Okay. Now, coming to literature review, reading is an essential part. Okay. I'm going to teach you how to read a paper. All right. Now, let me ask you a question. How many papers do you read in a day? Okay, no. Okay, how many papers do you read in a week? All of you. Do answer honestly. How many papers do you read in a week? Wow, 10. That's amazing. Okay. It's okay. If it's less, don't worry. Don't feel shy. Share. It's okay. You have your own reasons. Don't worry. Okay, that's fair enough. Okay, let me tell you, every day you must read one paper in the morning, every day. But I'm not talking about reading fully, but you must touch base with at least one paper per day. How? Start by reading the abstract first. Look at the findings and achievements part of your abstract. Look at it, see whether it's related to you first or not. In the first, before you choose to read the whole thing. Okay, don't waste your time by reading the whole thing. Go step by step. Okay, findings and achievements should tell whether it's related to you or not. Not related, throw away. Related, continue. Analyze if the findings or research is adequate or not within abstract. If the finding is adequate and within the line of subject that you want to look into. Next, read the conclusion or introduction. Jump to conclusion. See if there are any limitations that you can write on. That means you can expand. Next, only you go to introduction, read up until you reach right before problem statement. Right before problem statement, the motivation part. Analyze under what circumstances are authors justifying the problem statement. That means, is there really a motivation or is there very disconnected motivation? Like, I don't even know why this paper is here. So think about it. Okay, read that and think the process. Analyze the process. Next, read the problem statement carefully. Figure out if all grounds of the problems were covered. That means all other angles were covered or not. Can you do something else or not? Can you measure something else or not? And so on and so forth. Okay. Finally, analyze literature review and discussion. Any assumptions or gaps that the paper left out, or anything more that you can add to the current findings of the paper. Okay. So if you have a paper like that, you read abstract first, then you read the conclusion, you read the introduction, you read the literature review, you read the discussion. The final thing only you read results. As I told you, results are not the most important part. The important parts are all these. Results only comes later. All right. So this is the technique for you to read. Next thing, how to read creatively, critically, and creatively. Okay. First of all, never assume all authors are correct. Okay. So you must be critical. Be suspicious of a problem. Critical reading involves asking appropriate questions. What are the questions? I'll list down for you. And keep in mind, some papers offer new ideas, some implements, and others bring previous ideas and unite them under a novel framework or novel solution. Okay, when it comes to critical reading, it involves asking yourself, is this paper first of all worth to read or not? Okay. Second thing, ask yourself, what problems this author is trying to solve? Be critical about it. Look at the problems. Look, scope down the problems. Okay. Yes, being critical means finding fault. Truly. Okay. Is it the right problem or not? Or is this guy just crappy? Or they haven't covered the whole base? Are there much simpler solutions or not? Or are there any other solutions? This is a critical part. What are the limitations of the solution that they have provided? Obvious and hidden. These are also critical reading. Next thing, were the assumptions reasonable for whatever they do with the results here? If not reasonable, then you can write on that assumption. You can say this is not a valid assumption. Can you discredit the work and create a new gap? These are the critical questions you have to ask. Next thing, you must also ask about methodology, rigorous or not. Okay. If all of this you read, if it's good, no problem at all, still I don't find anything critical, then you read creatively. Okay. Now let's read creatively. The ideas in the paper have other application extension. That means from that method, can you take it and do something else? Or can you, from that method, expand further, do new technique to measure things, or bring in new equations to do things, or create an extended framework to solve your problem? All these things you can ask. Okay, this is called creative reading. You're not finding a fault now, but rather you're finding an extension of the solution, right? And can it be developed further? Are there any other improvements that might make important difference? What would you do next from the author left? Ask yourself this, right? And answer all these questions in your literature matrix. And remember one thing, stop reading paper for learning. Read paper for criticizing. To criticize. The moment you start criticizing a lot, you start finding fault, then you will find new problems. Okay? I hope that is clear. This one I can skip because mostly engineering today. This one also I'll skip. Okay, literature review matrix. Okay. Literature review matrix includes all of these parts. It's good to do this whether you're in engineering, you're social science or whatnot. Ban Adam, Hamdan. I really don't know how to read. This is a good point. Thank you very much. No problem. Okay. So this and
Solat
whenever you
duha,
read
solat
every
duha.
day, uh, okay, okay. Isa, criticizing doesn't mean give comment on the lacking part of the paper, is it? Criticizing means you give the comment on the lack of the paper and you must find a solution to solve it as well. All right? I hope that's clear. Okay, creative reading is to expand the idea further. Both also applicable, right? And as you read every day, fill up literature matrix. Fill up all this information here. Why? Because eventually this literature matrix after 30, after 40, after 50 papers, you will start to see a trend emerging. Okay, a trend emerging, a pattern emerging, a problem that is emerging. A lot of conflicting statements is emerging. From there, you can find new problems. Okay, all right? Okay, methodology is very simple. Either you do experiment, you do quanti, you do quali, or you do what do you call that, quanti quali, or you do theoretical, you do simulation, whatnot. Whatever you do, make sure you justify why you use that method. Make sure you justify. Okay. Otherwise, methodology is very straightforward chapter. Okay. Results part, as I explained earlier, this is only important if you did well in previous sections. Otherwise, readers will be bored and probably won't read it. Okay, they won't find it useful. Now coming to the blueprint to graduate before time and graduate on time, how do we consult students as part of our 11 steps progress? Okay, 11 steps method. From here all the way here, doesn't matter where you are. Okay, we've already given clear picture what you need to do at every point of time. But how do we normally assist for them who are suffering? We introduce something called content commenting. That means you have already written, you don't know whether it's good or not. Your supervisor is not giving enough feedback or you're not happy with the feedback yet. Maybe they're very busy. You want immediate feedback to move on quick. Then you can come to us for comments. We have over 96 consultants from various subject areas. Okay, not so many from engineering. I only have one or two from engineering, but from various subject areas: biotech, biomed, computer science. Computer science not so much as well. Social science, business, and so on and so forth. Okay, so we'll provide critical comments for you to improve. Next thing, you can have online coaching, no more face-to-face for now, online coaching to understand the comments. Or if you are a person, you haven't wrote anything, then you can immediately come for online coaching to see what we can do together. All right. Next thing, accelerated thesis consultancy. This is for someone, sort of for VIP kind of people who are very, very busy. They want very guided handheld consultancy. That means like we plan out the time for them, when you're going to finish background, when you're going to finish introduction, when you're going to finish literature review, when you're going to finish problem statement. These are the materials required. This is the package, and then go and write. And they write, they come back, they give it to us. We will review it, and then we'll have an online coaching session to tell them this is what you need to do. These are the changes you need to make. Okay, so this is like a very guided coaching session. All right. Next thing, content editing for special cases. This is only for special cases where they need content to be edited. All right. So that is how we assist. Now coming to results and discussion back. When you provide a results, please assure that you describe all the important elements, including interpretations, declaring opinions, explaining effects or findings, and making suggestions and predictions. All right. Discussions must answer research questions or research objectives. In addition, justify why that event took place. That means whatever finding you have in your result, why did that took place? Next thing, introduce some theories to justify the event. Perhaps credit some famous authors who had experienced something similar. So if you want to escape from certain result, you do not explain, cite other authors. Okay. Conclusion and future work, very important. Okay. Conclusion is extremely important. Start by introducing what you did. Highlight the contributions, highlight the impacts if I were you. Minimize future work. Why? Because future work will lead to revealing papers. your future papers. So don't put too much of items in media in future work. The rest, this is the flow for conclusion. Conclusion usually is very short, not very long. Okay. Defending your thesis, don't panic. Okay, don't worry about any of this. Just go and watch my video. We have 25 steps to PhD and Viva defense. Okay, PhD Viva and proposal defense. 25 questions where I already had three candidates in the past 1 month, 1.5 months. Already three got minor correction. One Nottingham, one UKM. I think one more which I forgot which university. Okay, so go and watch this video. You guys know where to find the videos. Let me share the link again for those who just joined. The first link is to Telegram group. Okay, second link is to the Facebook group. Make sure you click and join. Make sure you click and join. Facebook page, make sure you like and follow, because whenever I go live, whenever I make announcement on the next live classes, you'll be notified. And most importantly, this is the link to all the Facebook videos. Okay. Thesis production tips. Once you complete the first draft, okay, this is important. Okay, Mahendra, is there number of pages recommended for review chapter 2 and results chapter 4? Chapter 2 usually for proposal is in the range of 30 to 50 pages usually in proposal. In thesis, it can be longer, right? Chapter 4 depends on what kind of methodology you're using. Okay, there is no certainty, but usually it ranges anything from 18 to 25, 30 pages roughly. Okay, that's about it. Now, once you complete the first draft, shut it down, take a break, refresh, and read it through again. Don't forget this one. By this way, you will find more problems. Okay, because you don't read on the same day, you read the next day, you're refreshed, you have better fresh mind, you can read it more thoroughly to find more issues from your own writing. That's how you improve. Don't assume your reader understands everything. Don't assume, okay? Because they won't be able to understand what you're trying to write sometimes. So you must be very descriptive, all right? And make sure the ideas are well structured in the paper. Avoid all over place method. Follow the funnel method all the time, top to bottom. Assure that every paragraph has continuity. Avoid disconnected paragraphs. Always do structuring. Okay, structuring is very important. Polish and always polish. Get a solid editor to proofread and edit your material. Get someone experienced in publishing. Okay, let me ask you. If you're hiring someone to proofread, they charge you 2 ringgit, 3 ringgit a page, you like it very much, and then you go, you regret for your life, you come back, you wasted all that money. Let me ask you, will any PhD candidate with PhD proofread a thesis with only 2 ringgit a page or 3 ringgit a page? They will definitely not, because they suffered so much, they know their capacity and how much they are worth per hour or per minute. Okay, so quality doesn't equate to the money paid, so be very, very careful. Okay, always assure that the proofreading is being done by someone who already got a PhD, so that they understand what PhD thesis requires. Okay, and most importantly, before you choose, I would always advise you to go to Facebook, go to their page. This is very important. Now go to their page, go to a tab called review. Okay, go to a tab called review, click on that tab, go to most recent, and you can see like this, Dr. Esther Tan, she just gave testimony 2 hours ago. ISIQ1 paper published already. Nabila yesterday, Anand Parimala, 25 June. You can see Rusal Bia, and so on and so forth. Okay, these are how the outcome will be. So look for the review, look at the actual feedback, and you can even contact them to ask them how is the whole work going, what do you think, and so on. These are actual students, researchers, and lecturers. I mean academicians. All right. And on okay, one more thing I need to notify here. Facebook allows a page owner, that means a company owner, to disable review tab. Okay, because they they don't want to show what negative review that they are getting. Okay, they want to hide it from you. They have the power. They don't have the power to delete review, but they have the power to completely disable this tab. So the moment you go to a page, you don't find the review tab, please run away. Okay, something is very fishy. There's nothing for them to hide. If there's nothing to hide, then they should show this review tab. Okay. Next item, you can go to their Google site. Okay. Example, I'll show you as well. The moment you go here, you type the company that you're looking for, look at the review in Google as well. Okay. Look at how they have been reviewed. So go based on people's opinion. All right. I hope that is clear. The most important document of submission. Make sure you always get proofreading certificate, whether it's submitting to a thesis, to a university or a journal. Okay, and most importantly, what endorsements does it come with? Okay, our certificate became so strong, although we are non-native company, we have only 2 or 3 native editors. Although that, but they still recognize our certificate very strongly, all journals and universities, because of this criteria. And we also put our achievements that we have completed so far, just to highlight that. And whenever we proofread, this is a default document that we will provide. Make sure you ask for it. Okay, wherever you proofread, wherever. Okay. And when do I proofread my thesis and avoid scammers? There are a lot of scammers, unfortunately, with this online business booming. We can be very careful. When do I submit my thesis for proofreading? Once the entire supervisory committee agreed on the content of the thesis, not before. Okay, don't waste your money, don't waste your time. Make sure, respect the supervisor, make sure they agree to the content. But there are cases where my SV refuse to read my content because my language very poor. They cannot understand. Okay, if that's the case, let us suffer for you. We will proofread for you. Then go ahead for complete proofreading, editing, and structuring services. Okay. But then you can ask me the question back. But after my SV check, they will change the content. I have to repay for proofreading again. Please ask that question very clearly with whoever you're buying service from. Okay, that depends on the proofreader, but us proofreading by UT PhD only requires you to highlight the changes and will only be charged for the new parts. We won't recharge for the whole documents because the whole document is already done. Why would you want to pay for the whole document? How if my examiner still complains on the language? Very, very simple. A proofreader should provide language warranty. Like how you go to a showroom, you buy a car, there is a warranty 5 years. Similarly, a service requires warranty, similar to any products or services sold. But please assure that no changes are made after a proofreading process. If there are any changes after a proofreading process, there is no warranty. Okay? If there are changes, kindly highlight, revert back to a respective proofreader before submission. Proofreading by UK PhD proudly and confidently provides language warranty. This is clearly presented within our ISO system as well. There will be language warranty, so don't worry. Okay. Can I rush through my thesis proofread process? Look at the right for the answer. This conversation answers the question. This is a candidate, I think from USM, if I'm not mistaken. He came to me in November 2019. He wanted me to proofread his thesis desperately. Within 2 weeks, I told him, no, I cannot. I need minimum 1 month to proofread a thesis. Anything less than 1 month, I won't take. Okay, because it's your future, I don't want to play with your future. I don't want to be the responsible person for your major revival. Okay. So to be and then he sent to me the thesis with all the comments for consulting purposes and then proofread again. And then I went through this, I was shocked of my life. So when I asked him, what happened to your thesis? Did you proofread or not in the first place? That's why you got major revival. It's very bad. A lot of out of context statements and so on. He told me, to be honest, I'm not happy at all actually. But if you still remember when I contacted you last time, November 2019, I was so rushing to have a proofreader to read my work for the submission for my Viva. Unfortunately, you were not able to do that because of limitation of time, which I didn't understand. That's why I sent my work to them. I think you know who they are. Okay, who they are is the company that is very famous in DSG, that is being advertising very widely. And this time, at this point of time, it was exploding on DSG, the Director Service Support Group, on the amount of scams this company had done, the amount of people were impacted. Okay, so this guy is one of them as well. So then I explained to him, that's why I didn't do, because can never be done in short time. It's thesis and the work suck, language is poor, how much you pay? I respect your stand for not doing it because the limitation of time, which cannot compromise your quality. I suspected the work is done last minute by the proofreader because it was delivered to me, not on time as promised. I paid them 2K. 2K is fine. I mean, the money is gone. It's very big money gone. Very sad about it. But the point is, he had to revive out because it's so bad. Okay. Hi, Ms. Hayati, Dr. Tawa, sorry to ask, can you proofread this is in Bahasa Melayu? Yes, definitely, we do. We are the official proofreader for UKM and UCM. Most of the documents comes in Bahasa Melayu, in BM, so don't worry. Okay. So always allocate minimum 1 to 1.5 months because proofreader will give a lot of comments, which we do, and there should be a lot of bouncing between you and proofreader towards the end, and you must always respond to their comments and highlight back and revert back. This is your life's work. Make sure you know who you give it to. Okay? All right. I hope that is clear. How your document must be after proofreading, no problem, Hayati. How your document must be after proofreading, many don't know what to expect. Okay. This is how it should be. After paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, and structuring, this is how the document should be. This is our very first and the most proud SLR paper that got into ISI Q1, Dr. Hero's paper with effect factor more than 7. Okay, Journal of Cleaner Production, Elsevier. One more example I can show you is, this is how it should be after paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, structuring. Dr. Senbong Ling's paper from UKM also got recently published in MDPS Sustainability ISI Q2. Okay. And what is my most recommended services for proofreading of a thesis or paper or grant and so on? Thesis, this should be sufficient. Proofreading, editing, and structuring. Don't pay so much, okay? Because paraphrasing is expensive. But then, if you have plagiarism problem, you have no choice but to go for paraphrasing. Or if you think your English requires a lot of work, you know yourself your English requires a lot of work, I would advise to take paraphrasing. Okay, but if you're aiming for good publication, ISI, always go for paraphrasing, proofreading, editing, structuring. Okay, why I emphasize on structuring? Because structuring improves the flow of writing. It improves continuity, correlation, cohesiveness, and coherence between the sentences and paragraphs. All right, so keep that in mind. All right, and we also offer 30% ultimate thesis package offer up to 30% off since last year March. Supposed to come in for MCO only, but since MCO and COVID is not going anywhere, movement control order, therefore the promotion still continue until now, until today. Okay, because there are a lot of people benefiting from this, a lot of people having financial trouble, so I've offered this. This includes up to 30% off for proofreading, translation, and formatting services. Okay, and promotion or no promotion, all packages comes with language warranty, so you don't need to worry. Okay. And this is the most recent thesis that we proofread, paraphrased, and edited and structured. Dr. Salahuddin. Okay. This is his work. This is how it looks like after going through our process. So he came to me. He was very angry with me. This is a story I would like to share. He was very angry with me because I promised him 1 month and 1 week, but I took actually 1 month and 3 weeks because I took extra 2 weeks, unfortunately, because his writing required. You saw the work that we have done, right? Okay, this is for 280 pages. We have to do this. Okay, I took extra 2 weeks. He was very unhappy. Okay, he was literally scolding me, and I said, "It's okay lah. You will know the result later. Why I've done it? Why I've done so?" But I've informed him in advance that I'm going to take extra time. Okay. So then he came back after his Viva. So he came, he apologized. I didn't also apologize part, but then he showed me he already finished. Minor correction. Thank you very much. Examiner comment well written. Okay, minor correction. So then he told me his chairman asked him, said chairman is very happy. And chairman asked the examiner, is there any grammatical error, spelling error, formatting error? Examiner said no error at all. And then I told him, I apologized again to him on the time taken. But he understood why I needed that time. So that's what I'm saying. Proofreading, paraphrasing, all these things will take time. Don't rush into it. Never rush if you can. Okay? Always remember, anyone can write, but a piece of writing that everyone can understand is hard to come by. Okay? Sharpen your English, read every day, reverse construct the English, and you'll be able to improve your English a lot. Okay, that's how I improved. All right? Sharpen your English or get a proofreader who cares, combine with structuring and paraphrasing, that will be the ultimate solution. You can definitely do it on your own. No harm. I guarantee that. But you have to put a lot of time to learn that. Okay? Even after 10 years or so doing proofreading, paraphrasing, and so on, I'm still not perfect yet. Okay, there is still rejection. Like we get acceptance per day. Let's say in a week, like in a week we get paper acceptance. Anything from 10 to 25 papers will be accepted. Okay, in a week. We do get about 2 or 3 weeks once, or sometimes a week once, we'll get 1 or 2 rejections. Okay, due to language. We will redo. I am telling that openly. There's nothing to hide. Okay, we are very honest in what we do. We do get rejection because we cannot satisfy everyone in the world. But the important part is you must keep up. You must what do you call that? You must keep up to the promise. Okay, and most importantly, you shouldn't make any changes after our proofreading process. Proofreading process, Ashbahani, it's basically language improvement. Okay, we are improving the communication part of your thesis or papers. All right. Okay, these are some of the papers I'm going to share with you. A very good paper, ISI paper, for you to read through to understand how to explain theoretical process and its conceptual or solution process. I'm going to share this paper with you. Please go through this paper. It's a very good paper to read. It's in International Journal of Information Management, impact factor 8.7. Okay. I'm also going to share this paper with you, Theorizing Conceptual Framework, or you can understand how to write a review paper by looking at this paper. Okay. This is another paper I'm going to share with you. You can also understand how to do systematic review and looking at how to write your theoretical framework, and conceptual framework. Okay. For those from engineering, the theoretical part will be very important for you. And you can also understand how to do a systematic review. How to get these papers and this deck of slides. Make sure you sign up for that form they shared earlier. Make sure your information is there so that I can email you all these particular papers and the slides. Okay. Need those articles also. Join the Telegram group. Once the whole season is over, I'll also share it on a Telegram group. So let me share the links again. Okay, Telegram group link, Facebook page link, and all the free video that are recorded in terms of classes. Okay, problem statement, literature review, methodology, research design, publication, ISI scopus. There are many videos, 80 over videos there. Okay. What to do if you're stuck after all this happens? You can always come to us. We have over 96 consultants that purely focuses into publication, content editing, thesis examiner response, PhD proposal consultancy, defense viva preparations, thesis to journal conversions, data analysis and interpretation, including MATLAB as well. All right. This is where we are located. We have a physical office. We are a very established company. Okay. We are based at Cyberjaya. Feel free to come and visit us when the COVID is over. All right. Okay. Or at least when the lockdown is over. We are based at this our address. Okay. I'll be sharing a link with you now for you to go and review the session. Please give me 5-star. Don't forget. And most importantly, share in the comment column when you review what you want me to give in terms of talk in the next upcoming seminars. My free classes or probably another seminar organized with UTM as well. Please comment, suggest what do you want to learn. But most importantly, hit 5-star. Okay. All right. So let me share the link as well. Here you go. This is the link. Okay. I've given here already. You can see it here. Just click that and give me a comment. All right. And upcoming workshops for all of you who have never attended my workshops before, who wants to write Q1 journal. This is a Q1 journal workshop, experiential Elsevier Q1 journal writing, the only Q1 template in the world. Okay, this one I developed on my own. I've taught more than I think 5,000 or 6,000 students so far on writing a journal. Okay, with all my experience that I have. It's on 30th of July. Bring a one friend, get 5% off. This is not me. This is Bofin. Bofin is the organizer, right? They invite me to be their speaker. And next one is experiential workshop on proofreading to paraphrasing, perfecting your academic writing, hands-on approach. Both are hands-on approach. Okay, everything done online. This is on, when is this? 6th August. Okay, also bring a friend, get 5% off. Okay, and also they're giving bundle deals, take 2, get 10% off. These guys are selling this like crazy. Okay, how to register for this workshop? This is how you can. Let me share this link as well. You can join this link and then register for the workshop. Let me hit that link. Workshop. Okay, this is the link. In case if you're interested to attend the workshop, I'll give you, end of the day, I'll give you a template in PowerPoint slide for you to fill up when you're going to write the paper. Okay, all right. And thank you very much. Okay, we are done. We are towards the end. Sharp 12:30. We have finished the session. Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Mahendran. Talk to you soon.
Yeah, thank you so much, Dr. Tavaran, for your
No problem. Thank you.
explanations about thesis writing. So I'm now requires Associate Prof. Dr. Nadia to thank our speaker and the participants. Dr. Nadia.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you very much, Dr. Tava, for
No
the
problem, Doctor.
excellent talk, yeah, with the strategies and tips that you have shared to the students. And I believe it is an inspiration. And if they really focus and apply your tips, they should be able to graduate on time. Okay? I
Thank
believe
you very much,
can do
Doctor.
that.
Appreciate that. Thank
Okay.
you. Thank you. Thank you to all the participants as well. Make sure you
Yeah,
join the
thanks.
Telegram group and all the links.
Yeah, it's a very good support platform for the students, especially because these days lecturers, to be honest, lecturers are quite busy. Yeah, we
Yes,
have
I
so many
understand.
responsibilities.
I truly do. I truly do.
And having this kind of platform is a good support to the students. So I hope students can make use of this, and because we didn't really have such things, such support system like this in our time. And for
Yeah,
me myself,
true. I didn't have either. Yeah, I didn't have either. I didn't have
yeah, I
either.
graduated. I took 5 years.
Oh, really?
So
Okay, okay,
yeah, but not only
okay,
PhD,
okay,
I'm blessed. I
okay.
was
All
blessed
right.
with 2 children, 2 sons during my PhD.
Oh, wow. Okay,
So
that
it's
is
a
not
different
easy, man. That
journey.
is, yeah. It's not easy. It's not easy. Not easy at all.
Okay, thanks to the participants,
Okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
and
thank you,
also
Okay.
to
So
Doctor.
our
I
society.
Yeah,
Wish you
thank
all
you,
the best.
Doctor. Okay.
Yeah, have a great day.
No problem. And for those who want to reach out to me as well, so let me quickly share. I will give you my WhatsApp link as well, in case if you have if you want to discuss with me on anything. Liu, which link is that? Is that the workshop link?
Yeah. Mm,
Okay, I'm sharing
okay.
that as well.
Okay, so maybe
Okay.
we have a photo session
Yeah.
before
Before
we
that,
end. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. We are going to have a group photo session. So, all the participants are kindly switch on your cameras. Yeah, including myself. Okay. Still have more to go. Okay. Okay, guys, going to take a photo. Okay. 3, 2, 1. Smiles. Okay. Okay. Again, okay. 3, 2, 1. Okay. Okay. Okay, once again, thank you to Dr. Tavamarans and Dr. Nadia. You might leave the sections early, so now if you want, and the community will contact you after this. Thank you so much. And
Thank
for
you.
the, yeah,
Thanks to all.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you. All right. Bye bye, everyone. See you guys.
Okay, enjoy your PhD journey, each of one of you.
Thank you.
Thank
See
you,
you.
Doctor.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Thank
Okay,
you. Bye
bye.
bye. Bye.
Okay,
Thank you
then
very much. Thank you.
for the participants, we have some announcement. Do please fill in the feedback forms in the links in the chat windows there, or you might scan the QR code on the slide, and it will direct you to the Google Forms. So for UTM participants, note that we use the feedback forms to record your attendance in the ACAD system. And for the e-certificates, it will be sent to UTM participants who have pre-registered and fill in the feedback form. And kindly give us some time for the preparations of your certificates. And if the speaker provide the slide, we will email to the eligible participants also. Okay, that's all for our today workshops. Thank you. And have a nice day.
Thank you, everyone.
I think I didn't share the slide, right? Okay, this is the QR code. Sorry, I didn't share the slide just now. Okay, thank you so much. You might leave if after you fill in the feedback form. Thank you.